We're in. Oh, we made it. We're alive. With Grogu. Hola, Grogu. Hola.
She's here. She's on the pod. She has things to say.
Sleepy.
She has
Yeah, what do you have to
say
say
about the environment and politics.
How goes it?
Oh, she's like Coco. Coco the gorilla did the same thing. She talked to her in the Paris board. Yeah. Anyway, yes. We're back, everyone. Hey, what to do?
What to do?
Yeah.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the JAD podcast, Unplugged. But
right.
I'm plugged, and Dee's plugged,
and
Joe's plugged. We're all
too.
plugged.
Today's just one of those days where you got to get plugged in. You know, sometimes listen, we love being unplugged, but sometimes you just got to plug in. You know, you can't resist it forever. Yeah. We try to go Amish, but sometimes we got to plug in. Yeah. But yeah, so hey, another week has passed. 7 days, if my math is correct, on how weeks work. And you know, the world has turned. You know, things have happened. Yeah. Events have occurred. You know, nothing too crazy. No giant explosions. Actually, wait, I'm sorry. That was a bad example to use because I think there literally were a couple of explosions.
No way.
I forget where. I'm trying to think of what country. I barely heard it on the radio, but it was.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, well, steering away from
the world didn't explode. How about that? The world didn't explode.
The world didn't.
Steering away from explosions, but the world and all that jazz. Joe, you were just mentioning something about Facebook before we started the podcast.
So
what were you mentioning about Facebook?
There was a stellar movie that came out in 2010 that I want to talk about. I think that'd be pretty topical. Just kidding. Facebook, as everyone knows nowadays, is fucking insane. It's full of nothing but the worst of society. It's I used to use a term called Walmart people. That's no strike against people who use Walmart because I use it all the time. But it's more a way to describe just the type of person who just leaves a shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot. That kind of person, you know? And Walmart's just a very big kind of
people that still do that. Oh my god.
Oh yes, yeah. It's the ultimate test of whether or not you deserve to be in a civilized society. You gain nothing from putting it away, but you lose everything. You lose your humanity by leaving it out.
Yesterday, we saw someone taking their shopping cart home with them.
That's different than
that's
leaving
next level.
That's different than just leaving it in the park.
I'd say it's worse than leaving it
for a reason.
Right. Well, no. I mean, I say that
they need it. They can't carry it.
Well, here's what I'll say. So, I mean, stealing's bad, but it takes dedication and forethought to steal an entire shopping cart. Right. You have to believe that you can get it all the way. So, I do think, an animal will leave a shopping cart in the middle of a parking lot, but it takes, not a good human, a bad human, but it still takes a human. It takes intelligence to take that thing all the way home. There's so many hurdles.
That's a common thing. I see so many people taking carts home.
In this area.
Yeah, it is.
Sound off down below. It's a common thing for like old people to take their cart home.
I guess they're just borrowing it. They're only borrowing it because every time they go shopping, they're technically taking it back and then bringing it back away again. So it's just on lease.
Are they a serial stealer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's depends.
They do it for the
that
thrill.
One's a tough one.
They're hoping to get caught, and it never happens. Yeah.
Because it was an old man driving it back. It's like, oh my goodness, is he going to carry that all the way back with his hands?
I guess.
So I guess he's supposed to take a cab. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, maybe that's what society wants you to do. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Take a cab with the shopping cart.
He was full on crossing like a full main-on intersection with the cart.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dedication.
Yeah. With his groceries, his bottled water and stuff. Yeah.
He was like, no.
Exactly. And they're never frantic. They're not like scared looking around, making sure.
No, they're just so chill.
And they're completely delusional. They think it's totally fine. Yeah, it's great. We love that. We love that for them.
And how come there's like no like I don't know. I don't think there's like. Is there something that says it on the cart? Because to be honest, I haven't taken a cart in like my whole lifespan. I don't have to take carts.
It does say property of insert supermarket name.
I would say depending on how frequent it happens, they have signs covering it. Like certain Walmarts you go to, there's nothing. It's just a Walmart cart. But you go to other ones, and it's got labels everywhere saying like, this is magnetized. You try to take it out, it won't work. People will just lift it, right? Like people think about this. But yeah,
they lift it where?
They lift it over the magnetic strip. There's like strips that try to prevent people from stealing it on the edges of parking lots, but they'll just lift it over the strip.
Yeah, it makes the wheels lock.
It takes dedication.
That's how it's meant to stop people. It locks the wheels. Yeah.
Hey, if the human spirit is nothing,
I'm shocked right now, guys. I'm shocked.
The signs are there.
I'm shocked and scared. I'm one Republic. I'm shocked and scared.
Back to real life Android.
Right, talk about a tangent. Yeah, so in 2003, a man who just wanted to rate women based on their appearances, just a casual, everyday kind of guy with a wacky haircut, decided to make a thing called the Facebook. And now here we are filled with these Walmart people all over Facebook. These anti-vaxxers, flat earthers, moms against books talking about sex. There's you name it. There's a thing for it, right?
You name it, and moms are against
it. Full of Russians pretending to be Americans. It's Facebook loves that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So after, there was recently a whistleblower that came out from Facebook, an employee, an upper echelon employee of Facebook, who came out as a whistleblower and said that the statistics of Facebook / Instagram, because and WhatsApp, I don't know, no, but just mostly those two, has increased depression and anxiety among the youth. It is literally a tool of evil and no good. It's literally only bad. It just makes people feel worse across the board. It's like 80 to 90% people feel worse after leaving the app, and it's like, and it's specifically made to increase tension in you. It's like made to make you feel uneasy because it keeps you on. The hate keeps you on, that kind of stuff, right? For ad dollars. So the whistle was blown. Facebook is fucked. It's basically like what was that company? It's called Freedom Mobile now, but it used to be called something else. I don't remember. Wind, I think.
It used to be called Wind.
Facebook's pulling a Wind, where their company is so far in the reputation shitter, and that they want out, but they want to keep going. So how do you do that? You change your name. So Marky Mark, Mr. Zuck, the android himself, he is deciding to rebrand Facebook, and he's going to call it Meta or the Metaverse. I don't really know. And with this name change, he also introduced this new form of technology. It's one that he kind of already showed off before, like years ago, where like he was taking a fun tour down like this third world flooded neighborhood. Like it had just been destroyed by some kind of huge environmental disaster. And he's like, come on, guys, let's go on a fun trip. Even though I'm nice and safe in California, I'm now walking the streets of this distraught village. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're insane. Like, why do you think this was a good idea to market this? It's very Black Mirror. He's very unaware, or maybe too aware. I think he's openly evil, kind of like Bezos. But that's just my opinion. So he's now recently released this promotional video where he introduces the metaverse, and he talks about how it's basically the same thing. You meet virtually. This technology isn't even new. It's existed for a long time. If you guys have heard of, I think it's called Second Life. There's also VR chat rooms. Yeah. There's many. This technology has been around for a while, but this is just Facebook's version of it. And with this new thing that he's trying to make happen, that's not going to happen. He is also rebranding Facebook as Meta, or the Metaverse. So we'll see how that goes.
The Metaverse is to collect for all their IP, and then Meta is just Facebook, I think.
So,
but I mean, I'd definitely say he was evil, Joe. I think he's up there with like these, because he looks and acts like someone that is not human. Like he actually we're saying he's an android as a joke, but there's no humanity behind those eyes.
Yeah, he's not trying. Person. I feel like his face
behind those eyes.
That's the thing. It's like this part is human, and then this part is not, which makes me think maybe he got like forehead Botox, and so he can't emote using his eyes.
Yeah.
So he smiles, but then his brow just stays the same. So it's very inhuman. It causes this fight or flight.
And the way
in
he speaks to like the cadence
balance.
and stuff, the way he talks, it's like
it tells us that he doesn't have human relationships. Yeah, exactly. He's
I don't think I've
Microsoft
ever really heard him speak before, to be honest.
He's like the TikTok voice.
He's smoking them meats. He's smoking meats. Yeah, he's
yeah, I don't think
he's trying to be human.
Yeah, like The Social Network is basically a documentary, right? At this point, so it's like you watch that movie.
I feel like it did such a good job. it gave him too much humanity. Based on how he actually presents himself now, I feel like it was too forgiving. I feel like in real life he was probably worse than what they showed, because he was angry when the movie came out in 2010, and he said this was a poor representation of who I am as a character. This was a character assassination. But he's literally worse in real life than he is in that movie. In that movie, he's petty. In real life, he's evil and inhuman. So I don't know. I feel like he should have just taken that L and be like, yeah, sure. Allegedly. Yes, in Minecraft.
Speculatively.
Yeah.
He's an
Speculatively, he's an actual. Yeah, he's an actual robot. But yeah, his haircut during I don't know if it was 2017 or 2018. It may have been more recent, but he. The Supreme Court was doing an investigation on Facebook and several other big tech companies, and he was there for several days. He took testimony, and the video footage of him shocked people to their cores. I feel like mothers wept, old people died. His haircut, something about his look was terrifying because people hadn't seen him in a long time. He didn't really reveal himself. He kind of disappeared, and when he came out of his ghastly,
because I saw him at this recently, but
yeah, he was very inhuman.
About him, really.
People have photoshopped to make him look more alien. Anyway, it's good stuff. But here's the thing: since then, we also have not seen him in a while. You can screen share if you want.
Very bizarre.
He doubled down on looking inhuman. His haircut looks like it looks like his mom did it, and his mom's blind. I don't really know what he's a billionaire, and he has like one of the worst haircuts in the world.
It's like it's like straight edge, but his hairline's very far straight back.
Edge, and it's far back, way far backer than it should be, more far back. Whatever I'm losing my thoughts here. I'm losing my mind just talking about him. But and then his brows go all the way up like this, and they just kind of curl back behind his head.
And his eyebrows are very very faint, so like. It almost looks like it doesn't have eyebrows. They're there, but it's very faint.
Gosh.
Yeah. Okay, we have to do a screen share. I don't know if Aidan, if you have it up or not, but I'm gonna try looking up Mr. Mark.
It's so Mark is like. I think it's just because it's long in the front, and he has like a really wide forehead. Like his forehead's really wide. I think
once upon a time he didn't.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
he has a really wide.
Since changed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the shape
it's not doing him any favors
to complement his hairstyle.
It would probably be better if his hair wasn't cut so short like that.
Yeah, or just he could
emphasize.
Oh, he could probably just shave his head
in the front. It's lined up in the front oddly.
Yeah. Hey, look! This is him as a human.
Oh yeah,
you see this?
Human.
That's what a person looks like. But then slowly he transformed. His brow went back. His eyes no longer show any emotion in them. It's quite scary, actually. I feel like I need to look up Mark Zuckerberg Android and see if we got any pictures of that, just to really hone it in. I'm not seeing any obvious examples here, but
from Star Trek next to him.
Yeah. I think that's a good one. Okay, here we go. Profile picture, real life. Yeah, that's a good example. God, there were some good photoshops, but
is he just stressed out? Maybe.
Well, I don't know if that's what stressed out looks like. Stressed out is usually like white hair and more wrinkles. He seems to have less facial features. Anyway, I'm being mean as fuck. I feel like I got to get off this train because I'm going down a rabbit hole that
I really don't know much about him at all. I haven't had Facebook since high school.
You've been. The Social Network is genuinely a fantastic movie. Very well.
Oh yeah, movie. That's top 10 like of all time. It's that's probably the masterpiece of what's his name, David Fincher.
Yeah, I think that movie was
soundtrack.
Really good.
The soundtrack too. If you ever need to knuckle down and get some work done, like if I'm ever doing writing or anything, You just bang that on. Who is it? Trent
Really?
Trent Reznor? Is that his name?
Oh, I didn't know that.
What the artist?
I know it's a good movie. I know it's a good movie.
Music. Yeah, the composer. And that's how you get some work done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you feel like a corporate CEO who needs to build a social network that's going to corrupt generations and gone past generations? Because all our parents are on it more than us.
Yeah.
The boomers are.
If you think about it, what if Zuckerberg planned this all along? Sure, he started wanting to rate women, but then once he created the social network, you know, by the time maybe he was 3 or 4 years in, he probably thought to himself, I should use this to spread misinformation that specifically targets the weakest parts of society, like the elders and the dum-dums, and just ruin them. They were always mean to me because I'm a nerd, so now I'm gonna make them lunatics and conspiracy theorists. He he turned them into insane people. They used to just be normal dumb people, but then he used his own technology to ruin their lives, and he's probably laughing. Yeah. It's like, that one guy used to bully me. He's now an anti-vaxxer. He literally wouldn't have been if it wasn't for my website.
Yeah.
But because of me, he's now people look down on him and are disgusted in him. I don't know.
I've mentioned this person before on the podcast. There is a friend's relative that I have on Facebook who's slightly unhinged, and this person quite often posts very interesting and far out topics.
Right.
A lot of it is just reposted from other people without any like context. Like, she won't put her own personality towards the post. It is just literally like reposted.
Straight post.
You know, just read it yourself. And a lot of the time,
spread the word. Yeah.
It's almost like meme level stuff where somebody's made like a graphic and then they've put like big font over it, like in impact, bold.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like comparing the Holocaust to not being allowed to go to the cinema. You know, those sort of stuff. And it's like but it's like really intense stuff.
They go, it's genius. Yeah, they go, I need to spread the word. That's exactly that's how I feel in my heart. I feel so victimized. I have to wear a mask in private businesses. I'm being oppressed by the government.
Very hot takes on there, but it's funny because most of it is just like a graphic from Pinterest, and then they've typed something over the top of it, and then it's out there, and then there's no supporting like evidence behind these statements, but people just read it and go, I agree with this, and repost it. It's like,
okay, so I will
Facebook
say this.
Does nothing to,
There may be a silver lining here, because people on Facebook, there's a lot of them that are very anti-5G and anti-vaccine, and for specifically because they're scared of technology, even though they use it. We love the hypocrisy, right? But what if the name change to Meta or Metaverse is so scary to them? Because now he's being extremely open about it. Zuckerberg saying, I have been stealing all your information, and now I'm going to do it openly by just calling it Meta. Like, that's kind of meta, to call it Meta. And so because of that, all of these people who are terrified of technology but still use it, which makes no sense, will finally be like, I'm going to get off this platform and just go insane and spread misinformation on one of those weird fringe right-wing websites. Mm-hmm. And so finally it will like get those annoying people off of, Facebook Meta, and now it'll kind of peter out. That's a hope.
Yeah,
that's
or kind of like
Facebook will just be used for business.
They'll just move over to like someone will just make a new social media and they'll just go to that instead.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is that specifically the one that Trump uses, I don't know if it's his own or just some random one, but I feel like the people will go to that one. Mm-hmm. And then Facebook will now just be used for business and groups, and but not groups about conspiracy theories, because those conspiracy theorists now will make conspiracy theories about the website that they use to spread conspiracy theories. And
So
that's like the final act.
Yeah.
I don't know if he made it or not.
Okay.
I don't think he made it, but I'm sure he's probably got some sort of investment in it. Because he's been banned from everything because it's just no one likes him apart from a very small.
He's hurting the world.
So everybody was like, "You're not going to be on Twitter. Twitter's banned you. You're not going to be on Instagram. Instagram's banned you." So he's got his own now. But I saw someone. He didn't even that Trump on there like day one. Like got in there before him. Like Trollers got in there, got the handle at Donald Trump on his own.
Oh, true. Yeah. He needs a different username because someone else beat him to his own name.
Yeah.
It's just at the real Donald Trump, and it's just some random troll. Yeah. I love that, man. That's probably the best part about this kind of stuff is that the people who use a lot of these websites like do not understand technology. Like I don't understand that much, but the people who do just love to fuck with people who don't understand it. And in this case, it's great because they're fucking with someone who's a terrible person. So it's great.
Interesting. Okay.
We love to see it. Yeah.
All right.
And they're like, it's me, real Donald Trump. I love Putin and I hate right wingers, or something like that. Or it's like I lost fair and square.
My best friend during my term president was Putin, famous communist. But all my supporters are strong anti-communist, and Biden is a communist. You all vote in Europe. But
your impression is breaking the internet. It's cutting out. Yeah, it's too much. It's exploding.
Yeah, and something I think might be wrong with your mic.
No.
It's it was Trump trying to stop you. He's in the metaverse.
No,
Trump is in there. He's surfing the waves.
It's because I mocked Aidan. Because I mocked
and the Zuck. Everyone. Zuck is in your microphone.
Let's switch to this one. All right, does this sound better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll switch to this one. No, I was saying it's ironic because Trump was very pally with Putin.
That's the thing. He loves dictators, and then he tried to become a dictator by overthrowing democracy.
Yes.
The people who follow him, also love that Trump loves these dictators, and then also are trying to help him overthrow democracy, but it's because they think that democracy is being overthrown by the other side, even though all evidence points otherwise.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where you think it would be impossible, this kind of mental gymnastics, but somehow these Olympians were able to perform the most difficult mental gymnastics known to man. They were able to get through the lasers and get to the other side, the most delusional.
Somehow,
and
the team that wears red, the team that love wearing a red cap and red colored t-shirts and lots of red, somehow
red blood.
They think that that Democrats, demo short for democracy, are communist and the enemy.
Yeah,
but they were
the red people, the red state, the red states think that Democrats are commies.
Yeah.
When I'm pretty sure the whole idea of like being like extremely against communism was done by Democrats. Like Republicans were also, all of society in America in the 1950s were against communism, but it was a back and forth thing, and blue was very anti. Everybody hates Russia, but then the only person to start loving Putin was fucking Trump. So it's very strange. It's very
that was just
anti-logic.
That was like a weird, like high school kind of bully situation where it's like, okay, I've got no friends, so I'm gonna go be friends with the bully, and
who's gonna bully me every day.
Yeah,
and then you get suffering more than you ever would before.
Everyone's scared of, because I can't make friends with anyone else, with the nice people. So I'll go be friends with the bad person, and he'll protect me.
Yeah,
but he didn't really do anything.
Beating me constantly. by hurting me. Yeah. So that's the state. Yeah, that's the current state. Allegedly in Minecraft, of course. Yeah. But yeah. What are you gonna do? Social media, Trump, Meta. Yeah, Meta is the most meta name. I do enjoy that. I think that was a smart move on his part. And I think next he should double down on the meme and say he's an android.
What the hell?
I agree.
What happened?
Yeah.
We're in
classes in session.
Yeah.
I will say this. Last time we did a session like this, it doesn't show up in the recorded. So this is just for our pleasure. The audience at home doesn't see this.
Oh.
No, it just shows up in normal.
Wow. Okay, because I just I'm just cheating off of Aidan's stress.
Classes right now.
I'm just cheating off of Aidan because I
I'm
don't
just
have no idea what's going on.
I'm imagining Annalise Keaton walking in right now.
I'm still cheating off of you.
You might be wondering, but whatever. How many of you will be alive at the end of this semester? And blah blah. And she's right. That's what I always think.
Wait, who is that? Who's that? What reference am I not understanding?
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for that book, I guess.
There we go.
Oh, Davis. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's get away with it.
What's a large grid
Let's
mode?
go.
What does that mean?
Okay. I wrote down 3 subjects. We've gone over.
How's this?
What are you doing, D?
Okay, go ahead.
He's smiling. He's smiling at us.
No,
for the audio listeners at home, we're having a good time.
I'm still in class.
Yeah, me too.
You are? I took us out. That's what I was saying. I don't know if it did.
No, I'm still.
No, I'm still there. You just permanently put us in class forever.
I guess I'll just go back to group view now. I'll just go back to group view.
Oh, we manually put ourselves back in group view. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That's why I said when I said, "How's this?" That's what I meant. Okay, continue.
Didn't take us out. Class is still in session.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Topic number 2 and 3, weirdly, both relate to conspiracy theories.
Ooh, we love a solid conspiracy theory. Well, the only thing is, they're usually not solid conspiracy theories. They're loose conspiracy theories.
Yes. Okay, so let's jump to one then. I just wrote down a 1-sentence summary because I got this from TikTok, so I never know how liable the information is. So I just wrote down a note that was 1 sentence, and it goes like this: the Titanic is being eaten away by rust-hungry bacteria, and in the next 10 to 15 years, it might fully be gone.
What? The Titanic that has been sunk since 1920.
Yes, and a bacteria has latched onto its metal.
Like metal? Yeah.
And is spreading at an alarming rate and eating away, dissolving away all the metal on the ship. And in about 10 to 15 years, there could be nothing left.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
Good riddance. That was such a faulty ship.
When was it discovered, Joe? The 90s? The 80s or the 90s? Like, it wasn't discovered until...
how... Right.
Time ago, but it wasn't.
That's a good question, actually. Because, wasn't it James Cameron himself? I'm sure it wasn't, but...
yeah.
That's a good question.
Found
because he loves going down in those submarines.
He went out in his personal submarine in 1991, and he found it.
Yeah.
He had a camera with him, and he filmed it.
I just remember everyone. I was just saying that.
Okay, it's saying 1985.
He would have survived on that.
Yeah.
On that door, he would have survived.
Yes, that's true.
13,000 people.
Everybody always says that. Everybody always tells me that he would have survived on that door.
Mythbusters recreated the door, and they proved it, and they took it to James Cameron, and James Cameron went, "Shut up! It's a script for a film. I don't care."
Wait, but also, I think the guy just kind of wanted to go. I mean, listen, if you love someone, you don't know, right? You're freezing to death. You're not having a good time, and you're thinking maybe the door's gonna sink. I don't know. So even though it would have worked fine, he's like, let's get it off just in case. I don't think she was forcing him.
She
off.
went
I think
like
it was
this
his idea.
with one each finger, and she pulled him off.
Stop! Help! I want to live. Yeah, that's how it happened. Okay. He's like, "Fuck you, fuck you!"
Nicolas,
that's not what happened.
It wasn't a romance movie; it was a thriller. It was a psychological thriller.
He let go.
She paid for the rest of her life career by telling that bullshit story in schools and
Right.
about it.
Yeah. Damn, that fictional woman.
It must have been so cold, though. Oh my god! I was just thinking about how cold it must have been. I'm like, oh no.
You're cold.
Well, hey, once it gets to a certain point, you don't feel the cold anymore.
Yeah.
So no worries.
I don't know. I just don't know. I just think about that. I'm like, oh, that must be cold.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
guys,
it's so cold that your body would just go into shock at first, and you wouldn't even be able
feel
to.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
What? How topical? What a fun coinky dink talking about this. I just took a shower before we started recording this podcast, and something was wrong with the heat.
Oh no!
And so I crank it. It's like kind of warm, but kind of cooler than normal. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I crank it higher than I normally do, and I'm cranking it hotter and hotter. And instead of the heat going up, it's like faintly hovering the line, but like sinking. And I'm like, what's happening? And then so I got to crank as hot as it can possibly be, and it's just straight up cold. I'm like, ah! I was not having a good time, so I was in and out of there in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but
it was.
How did you got in before it was warm?
Took a shower. I turned it on, waited a few seconds, felt the temperature. I'm like, ooh, like it was warm enough for me to get in, but I was like, ooh, I'm waiting for it to get warmer, but it wasn't. And so I kept cranking it higher and higher, and it just was not. And I was like, oh no, this is just if I'm gonna shower, this is what I have. This is all I got going for me. So I just went as quickly as I could, like I didn't do a full routine. I just was in and out in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And what's the issue? Did you figure out?
No, it just happened. I'm talking to you guys now, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'll figure it out later. I'm sure it was temporary. I'm sure something's happening.
What?
Somebody probably just had like a really long bath.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe a neighbor was running.
With the drain not plugged, so the bath was constantly draining.
Yeah.
So they just had the heat the whole time.
It's just the whole,
they didn't know. They didn't know what the plug was.
Going,
They're like, I like the running water. We say, you like the running water? Then have a shower. Just had their head under the thing. Yeah.
That could probably happen because like people, they start running the bath and then they leave, right? They're like, oh, it's going to take an hour to fill the bath. I'll come back. And they don't realize.
And they forgot to plug it, and then just.
And they forgot to plug it.
They keep checking. They're like, it's not.
And then they have to let the whole tub fill again.
Yeah.
After it just filled 3 times down the drain.
That's why the entire city of Toronto has no hot water right now.
There's now been a citywide heat issue
downstairs.
Yeah, where Toronto's now been plunged into the same issue Texas had last year or earlier this year.
Texas, though, it probably will happen again because I don't think they've had.
It's gonna, something tells me, call me Nostradamus, but I have a prediction. I think Texas is fucked again.
Texans can prepare for it this time.
They can know what's happening and be cautious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get lots of buckets.
Bit of a shock last time. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
But this time they should.
Power grid is set up and stuff. They probably haven't really been able to.
No. I'm thinking it'll be 10% of the population buys like generators and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They go out of their way to try to heat their specific homes, but then it's going to cause crimes because how many people died because of the cold in Texas when that happened, right? It's going to create a crisis where 80% of the population or more is still where it's happening again, and we were so traumatized last year. We're afraid that we're going to die this year.
Don't do
so
this.
They break into people's houses that have lights on. And they're like, that person has energy, so they
have lights
in and kill them. Everyone has guns. It's like
everyone
the
has
Purge.
guns in Texas.
It's like a combination of The Day After Tomorrow and The Purge. The granny next door is going to come over with her sawed-off shotgun. We're like, I'm taking over your house. Yeah. So, watch out for that, Texans. A lot of crime's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happens when it gets overly hot. People become delirious. Mm-hmm. They just crime just rises because people are just completely unstable. Their mental state is thrown for a whirl. So I think Texas will during the winter.
The local Tim Hortons are like, please let us in. We want AC.
Please just let us in. Use the Wi-Fi.
AC and Wi-Fi, please.
Yeah. And maybe a donut. but only if you've got double chocolate glaze.
Timbit.
Yeah. Oh, you don't? You live single? Oh, fuck you.
Yeah. You've only got a birthday cake.
Oh God, yeah, the guns come out. Yeah.
You've only got the what's the cinnamon one?
I don't know why everyone likes birthday cake so much. It's not my gig. It's not my
That's
gig.
what I'm saying. That's like you've only got birthday cake.
I only like the chocolate ones.
I'm a fan of sour cream glazed too. You're not feeling the sour cream glazed?
No, that's what my dad likes.
Hey,
that's what my dad likes.
Opposites are going to attract. Let's get like a 50-pack of Timbits together, and then everyone's happy. You get the chocolates, I get the sour cream. We're good to go.
No, when you get a 50-pack, there's just so much faulty ones in there. There's like the powdered jelly ones
that
nobody wants. And
no. That's if you order assorted. You don't have to order assorted. You can say 50, and I want just chocolate and sour cream glazed.
Yeah, you can.
And then you only get those two. You don't have to do assorted. It's just
fantasy people inside Tim Hortons doing this.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, exactly. You come in and they blow you away. Yeah. I'm here for my 50 tip.
Drop 50 chocolate. Brandon.
We don't have time. There's 50 people in the drive-through. School's just finished.
There's
all
only
the kids
one thing we can do. We have to kill the customer. No witnesses.
I just put a pot on.
I just put a pot on.
Time for this.
The drive-through slammed. The school's just finished. All the kids are coming. The old people's still here from lunch. There's no time.
Like, what do you call an old lady?
The restaurants are just overflowing and there's no toilet paper.
Jesus.
There was one time Aidan and I was in a Tim Hortons way back in the day. Just say way back in the day. It was like literally like last year. No, it was like 2 years ago.
Hey, that was a while ago. Yeah.
And it seems like 20 years ago, honestly.
Yeah.
And this lady, it's like pretty late at night. There's only two people working. This one lady's working the front cash and the drive-through, and this other girl is just sweeping. Nothing. The entire
Love that.
thing. Yeah. That one girl slammed. The beep is going off. The beeping is going off because the buns for the soup or the Timbits.
Yeah, she's making like paninis here. She's got fresh donuts here. The coffee machine is going. The cappuccino machine's going.
This girl on the floor is sweeping air. It's like, girl, go and help her.
Right.
Go and help her.
No. Yeah. Hey, listen. The one girl behind the counter, she's like, I think his name was like Oboro or Ichi or something like that. The boiler room man from Spirited Away, and he has like like eight different arms, and he's like constantly reaching for stuff, and yeah, he's doing everything himself.
She's got it all covered.
That's her, I guess. Yeah.
Even though the
8 tokens at once. Oh, and then it just starts going crazy. Yeah.
Sometimes
let's get to work.
Like D, you can attest to this, but sometimes it's easier when you're working in a place like that. If you're more efficient than they are, it's easier for you to do all the jobs.
You don't want them fucking shit up.
I know.
Yeah, you're like, just go away.
Like, go sweep air. At least take the buns out for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
The buns are beeping. They're beeping.
Right, put the donuts. Put the fresh ones at the back.
Drop the glaze on the donuts for me at least. Yeah. Like, do the minimal stuff. Come on. Do the stuff that's still out of the way.
I guess.
Don't be
Tim Hortons for sure. It's a Canadian McDonald's, I feel like. They got different menus, but I mean, yeah, these days it's pretty crazy.
Which, by the way, I had food poisoning last week, guys. It was horrible. The worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. It's just horrible. Lights. Anyways, yeah, so it's just horrible.
Wait, when did that happen? Like last week. On Tuesday, Wednesday?
Tuesday, Wednesday? Like 1 week exactly ago. Yeah. And then I took off just a week. I just took a week off. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life.
Body's on the verge of dying. Yeah.
I'm done.
Oh yeah. What did you eat? It was Timmy's?
I had Harvey's, but I don't know if it was Harvey's. It could have been anything, to be honest.
It was most likely something you ate.
It was a poutine.
No, you didn't eat. It was a poutine.
Well, I don't know. Well, I eat food more than Harvey's. It wasn't like I just had because it's not like I don't have a poutine. It's not like I not had a poutine from Harvey's before, and it's not like it's something that's like, you know, a double burger.
All it takes is one.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was just the worst situation I've ever been in. It was disgusting. I hated it. I hated it.
I'm not jealous at all.
I don't wish that upon anybody, really. Food poisoning is like the worst thing you can ever possibly get, and I don't wish it upon anyone.
Right. I'll say this. I don't wish it upon anybody except for maybe, Actually, I'm curious if Zuck got it. I don't wish it upon him necessarily in any kind of like I hate you way. Just out of like a scientific curiosity, what would happen to him if he got if you gave him something you knew was like would give him food poisoning and then it just doesn't affect him and he's just smiling without his eyes moving.
Androids don't eat food, do they? So they don't need.
No, so I'm thinking he puts it in his mouth and it goes down his throat and then maybe it just stops and there's like this like fake stomach receptacle in his chest and just holds there and he waits until like no one's looking and then just kind of releases it. That's all I can think of. But yeah, I want to try to catch it. It's like Bigfoot. I want to catch footage of him like revealing he's an android.
I imagine it's like the androids from the Alien franchise. Where it's like he's just milk and tubes inside.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. It's so milky.
It's always
it's so milky. Yeah. It's kind of interesting how it's like milky. It doesn't seem like it's milk, right? It doesn't seem like it's milk though.
Well, it's something else.
Yeah, they just some sort of white liquid.
I know it's not milk, but it seems like I don't know why. I feel like it's like, which is kind of milk. I feel like it's like plant milk. Like plant milk.
Oh, I know what you mean. That's inside the stem of a plant.
Yeah, like I feel like it's that type of milk. I'm like, is that plant? It just looks like plant milk to me. I don't know why. But who knows what it tastes like?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not over here trying to hunt any androids. I'll leave Zuck alone.
So wow, how do you?
Gross. Who are you to judge?
I don't know. I mean, it's not gross, but I just feel like I don't want to. Like, I wouldn't want to drink breast milk.
You don't want to drink it. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a normal response.
Yeah, I'd say that's.
Yeah, I don't want breast milk as an adult. I don't like milk.
At this point,
I don't like milk.
Well, I feel like normal milk is kind of weird at this point. I feel like I'd rather have almond milk or soy milk or something.
Yeah, milk grosses me out.
I still have it. Like I love cheese, and like if I'm having coffee, I have it with cream and sugar. But if the option, if we as a society could just change to maybe not almond milk because that like requires too much water, I think. But like soy milk. Some kind of simpler milk. Just a simple.
Okay, yeah, simple.
It doesn't have to have any protein. I just want it to be something that's not water. I just want some kind of creamy liquid.
Water, yeah.
I've been drinking all week, Joe, because I'm an adult that can make adult decisions. Chocolate milk, which we all know comes from chocolate.
Brown cows
from chocolate.
Oh right. Yeah. Oh okay. I didn't hear that one before. Yeah, I've heard it's cows.
It's just milk chocolate. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's great. I just made an adult decision. I was like, gonna buy a carton of chocolate milk.
What'd you buy? You buy a 1 liter?
I don't know. It's
1.5. It's 1.5.
Damn. Yeah, you got the big one.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, I've done that.
Like a whiskey glass, though, Joe. Like a whiskey-sized tumbler.
Yeah. You don't want too much.
I hold it like this, and I'm like, and I wear my robe, sit by the fire.
You go to YouTube. Yeah, I was gonna say you go on YouTube, you click a 10-hour fire video, and then you just kind of shake it in your hand.
Yep.
Yeah,
and there's like a best.
Ew, that's making me think eggnog now. I'm thinking eggnog.
Yeah.
Oh, you saying ooh to eggnog?
Yes.
Eggnog? Hell yeah.
But I just assume I don't like it.
I grew up on that stuff.
Hey, come on. Hey, when I was a kid, I didn't drink it at all. I was like, no thanks. I'll just have milk. And then, as an adult, I don't drink milk, but I love eggnog. The twist. Yeah. One time, back when I was drinking, so that probably turned you off. But back in my booze days, out of curiosity, I bought a whiskey eggnog, and I was like, "Let's see what this is like." And it was the most disgusting thing ever. But I was like, "I bought this, so I'm gonna drink it." And so I think I downed it in 2 days. Yeah, and it was a bit. I got a 2.6. Yeah, I think it did. Not like it was bad or anything, but like it was so gross that I was literally like I think I was mixing it with milk. I think I was putting milk in it, so I was chasing it just with milk. Yeah, like a White Russian, except with whiskey and eggnog. Yeah.
I don't get White Russian. I don't get the cream and stuff. I don't get that. I don't get it. It's question. Not a mix for me. It's not a good mix for me. I feel like alcohol and cream and stuff shouldn't be mixed. And like milk.
Oh well, think about Russians in the 1800s. They have potato. They make the vodka. Vodka drink. It's too. It'd be nice if there was something else going on there. What else do they have? They have cow. You take the cow.
They have cow.
You get the milk. You put it in the vodka. You drink the vodka.
And now the kids can drink it. Yeah.
Now they when the kids get a boo boo, you just have them chase one of those, and they're red as rain. They go running off.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. True.
I'm good. Okay. I didn't have a segue for this, but I'm just looking at the time.
Hell no.
My other note. That threw us back to conspiracy theories. Now, yes, please, guys, you know how I love bringing information to the podcast without doing a lick of research. I just regurgitate a headline I've seen or a TikTok, and I just bring it.
Hey, what's a conversation but anecdotes?
Exactly. As long as I preface this with it's a rumor or we say allegedly at the end, we're covered.
Yeah. Speculative. It's anecdotal evidence. Yeah.
Exactly. It is rumored that a friend of the podcast, Nicolas Cage, is returning. Yeah, friend of the pod.
He loves us. Yeah.
Is returning, guys, to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Ooh,
national treasure.
We're talking about a final.
It might be happening. It might be happening.
Damn.
And Nick Cage might be coming. And it might be happening. Yeah. This is a rumor. I have no evidence to base this on.
Beautiful.
How do we feel? I love those movies.
Yeah,
we know.
Amazing. Yeah. A fun fact about those movies is that they get about 50% of their facts wrong. It's actually like extremely misinformed. Like it actually has a lot of historical inaccuracies throughout the movie, and they say it's so confident it's a fact.
I think that's what's brilliant about that type of movie, where it's like we have to, get like Indiana Jones. It's like we have to get these treasures from this place, and then you Google it, and you're like, wait, that treasure never existed in Egypt.
It's from there. Yeah, it's from over there. Why did you guys say that? Yeah, there's so much shit like that. Yeah. Here's what I'll say. When it comes to national treasure, I feel like the adventure over facts is totally fine. It's a Disney movie. We weren't, I don't really know what movies we go to for it being factual, but Disney's not one of them. So it's like whatever. They're known to romanticize. Totally fine. But another example I just want to give to that is The Greatest Showman for being very historically inaccurate.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't either, but what's the name of that guy? Like D.B. Herman or something stupid?
P.T. Barnum.
Barnum, that's it. Yeah.
P.T. Barnum, well-known piece of shit.
Racist, cheated on his wife, beat people, had slaves.
Yes.
He
extorted.
The man was a psycho.
Performers and circus folk.
Yeah.
And
but kept them against their will.
You can't have Hugh Jackman playing someone like that.
Play a bad guy. Wait, but here's the weird thing. He has played bad guys in movies. There was a movie where he plays a principal.
Name one, Joe. There's no way. Name one. No.
I did one. Wait, but no. You do have a good point. There are certain clauses with actors made by their agents where they can only be presented in a positive light, like The Rock and Jason Statham and those kind of people. They're not allowed to be seen as pieces of shit, because even though they're just acting, most people are kind of dumb, and so like the American audience, that's like the way that they do it. They're like demographically. The majority audience that are going to watch these movies are below intelligence. They're on the lower end of intelligence, so they'll think that these actors are just real pieces of shit, and then they'll hate them, and it'll ruin their reputation. So even though it's not real, people think it is. Like, or they don't, but they still emotionally feel like it is. So they have to be seen in a positive light.
Yeah,
I think Hugh Jackman It's interesting because I feel like he's a kind of a mix of both, where he can play bad character, like he plays like bad political leaders. That seems to be something he loves doing. He loves playing American people throughout history, like based on true events, who are like bad people. Except for some reason, The Greatest Showman, because that's based on an American in history. But
there's also a musical, I guess, so that's a bit lighthearted.
Right. I feel like that's probably a big part of it, is that he loves he's like a theater kid or a theater brat or whatever like the playful term is for actors who like came up with theater. He's one of those people, and so he loves musicals and stuff. Well, I feel like there's a term for it. I don't know what, because I'm not from that.
Well, yeah, it was theater kid, wasn't it? But I don't know what you. Once you've grown up, I don't know what you are anymore. But yeah,
right.
So
I think he's played more kind of misunderstood rather than villain.
Wolverine obviously is the ultimate
the guy
one.
from
the but even in theater say that again, Dave?
The guy from The Politician.
Oh yeah, he's no, so Hugh Jackman in like Joe in The Prestige, he was technically the villain, but he's kind of misunderstood.
It's a complex story.
And in Prisoners, he's kidnapping and torturing someone.
He does bad things
to get his child back.
Great movie,
right? I can't think of any more examples than that.
no, but that's he hasn't done he's done so many movies, but half of his entire list of movies is Wolverine.
It's Wolverine,
so he's done like 100,000 Wolverine movies, so it's hard to see what else he's done. You know? He's okay.
It's okay.
Because
they're good.
I like Hugh Jackman. I think he's great, and he seems like a very nice person. He's unproblematic, so we always like an unproblematic person.
My girlfriend, he's the one person who my girlfriend I think would leave me for. She loves him so much.
Oh, is that her like all pass? Everyone gets a pass, right? Is he?
Yeah. So Hugh for sure.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Hugh or Chris Evans, both maybe. I guess she gets two. Those two she loves.
What the hell?
Loves
Chris Evans is so
basic. Who do you love more, Chris Evans or Hugh Jackman?
No offense. Chris Evans is basic though.
Yeah.
Say again?
All the white Chris's are the same.
Oh, okay, she's talking to herself. Yeah. Wait, actually, okay, this might be a good final question, unless there was a final point to you, Aidan. But do you guys have you guys got any like top actors where you're like, that guy he's pretty, or girl or whoever, where you're like, yo, tight stuff. I like what you do. There's no one who you would love so much.
No. I always think
just to meet them.
No. I would,
and there's no.
There would be no one that I would
think about anybody.
There'd be no one that I would run away from D over. No.
Yeah, true. Okay, but who would be like your number one want to meet person though? This?
I don't have.
Yeah. How about just number one? You would really want to meet them in person.
I would probably have to go with someone who you could probably learn from. So if it was like acting, probably Christian Bale. I could probably get a lot of knowledge from him. I think that would be good.
Wear like a vest or something in case he punches you. He's very emotionally unstable. Man.
Oh my God!
Get angry.
No, Christian Bale slander. If it was writing,
oh yeah, I like that category switch.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who writes like 100 minute scripts? Who did The Social Network? Who's the writer for that?
Oh wow.
Yeah, Aaron Sorkin would be good. And he has the same energy as Tarantino, I think. So I think either of them.
That's a good point, eh?
So energetic, and you could just like, you'd have to just be a sponge and just like take it all in, because you probably wouldn't actually
record it and then just watch it over and over again.
Yeah.
Probably just talk for the full like hour that you have with them or whatever it is. But yeah, I think either of them would be. Yeah.
Oh, that's tight. Yeah.
Joe. What's your
Wait,
answer?
but what about you, Derron? All right.
I honestly really don't have one. I really don't.
Yeah,
Joe,
okay.
I mean,
yeah,
Aidan makes a good point. As if it was somebody, if I did have somebody, it'd be somebody that I'd want to learn from for sure.
Right.
But again, I think it's like I don't have one.
So Timothée Chalamet, Derron, is your answer. Timothée Chalamet.
We're gonna lock it in. Wait, that
Chalamet.
or Tom
Holland.
What's his name? Holland? Yeah. Both of those. Those are the two.
I didn't see
top two. We've done top twos.
I didn't see the hype. I really didn't see the hype. I saw Dune and I didn't see the hype. I don't know. I just don't get the hype.
Wait. Have you guys seen Dune?
Oh, we did. We've got 4 minutes to talk about Dune. Oh my gosh.
Well,
yes.
Joe needs to answer his.
Okay.
Yeah, John needs to
answer. I once upon a time it would have been Jim Carrey, but not anymore because I think he's maybe a bit off the wacky end. Tom Cruise obviously would be scary. I wouldn't want to see him. I got a bunch of Nazis. Nazis, Jesus, no, not C's. Yeah, hold up. And I think Meat would be Keanu Reeves. We wouldn't have much to say. We just hang out. Like maybe I'd ask him about motorcycles. I feel like that's an easy one.
The Jim Carrey is a great one. Jim Carrey's a great one.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's mine. Now,
Dune.
I don't see the hype. I don't see the hype.
That guttural voice at the very beginning.
Come for me.
And then all of a sudden the opening credits start.
Come for me. Come for me. It's just okay. Fair. I will give you that. Fair enough. That the soundtrack. I'm fair game for that. But
the visuals.
The visuals.
Cinematography.
Like the visuals again were. I just feel like the worm. I'm just like.
No, but that's special effects.
I know, but still, I'm just saying, in all visuals, that was a visual, wasn't it? Visual? No?
Yeah. But I mean, okay, how about take them out? How were things shot? How were the landscapes and the people shot? Profile shots. How were the profile shots of humans? Do you think that was good cinematography?
It was alright. It wasn't anything that... It's just a move. It's what I'm saying. It's like, it's what...
It was impeccable. It was shot beautifully.
I don't know. That's what I don't get. It's like we were in a desert. They were in a desert.
Okay, that's a set. That's the set. So there's different terms for it. So cinematography is the camera angle and lens and how it's shooting things, objects.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the set, which is the landscapes and stuff, which I will agree with you. It is visually boring. It's very snory. There's nothing but oranges and browns and pale blues, and it's not very colorful. So it can be a snooze fest on the color palette. And then the special effect for the worm, when I saw the trailer, I was like, I think that looks like crap, but maybe it'll look good in motion when I watch the movie. And so I wasn't disappointed because they showed us in the trailer. I feel like I would have been disappointed if I didn't see how the worm looks like beforehand and then watch the movie. However, I can see where they're coming from because I don't know if it's sperm whales, but there's a type of whale that has bristles instead of teeth. And they consume a blue whale, yeah. And they consume a lot of excess shit in order to just get some food. And so that's the same thing the sandworms do. They consume a lot of sand just to get a little bit of food. So I can understand the parallels between those two animals and why they'd want to try to design the worm to have those bristles instead of teeth. Because I feel like all other interpretations of those worms have scary, jagged teeth. But they were like, let's try and make this thing like an animal that exists in this environment.
Fair enough.
But
I agree,
also,
yeah,
but it just doesn't look good.
It's not even that
it's a worm.
It's not even that it doesn't look good. Hear me out, guys. Aidan, we'll give you some time to sound off. We'll give you some time to sound off. But for me, I just felt like it wasn't that extraordinary. It wasn't that extraordinary for me. I feel like everyone's hyping it up to be this really big movie where it's like even the cinematography. I was watching the shot, the way it's filmed. It's nothing. I got a little bit.
If you watch enough Netflix movies, Dune is a breath of fresh air. I'll say that much.
I've seen a fair good amount of Netflix movies, and okay, I'm not gonna say that it's not. Okay. I'm not gonna say that it wasn't done well. I'm not gonna say that it's not done well. But that's to me how a movie should be filmed, regardless. Why are all these Netflix movies coming out and not filming like that? Because they don't have the budget, right? But the budget could have been a lot more. With the time and budget, there could have been a lot more, and there was not as much as I was expecting with what I was given. So, like for instance, we're in a giant desert. Okay, boom. Now we're in these little firefly things. We're like dragonflies. Okay, now we're in like We're in another
place.
We're in the caves. Okay, cool. Now we're in the caves. Okay, it's like, okay, fair enough. But that's it.
Sure. That's what they got. But that's more the source material's fault than the movie makers. I feel like the movie did the best it could. That was my take, is that it's a 10 out of 10 on the technical aspect. It's just the story that I feel like, listen, but I do feel you about the story. I like the best way to talk about it is by saying it's a sci-fi version of Game of Thrones. It's about houses and, conflict.
And I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I didn't like any of Game of Thrones.
So there you go. Yeah, you don't like Game of Thrones, you're not going to like Dune. Yeah.
It's boring.
But now, Aidan, what do you have to say?
Aidan, go ahead.
Yeah. I loved it, Joe. I think it was an incredible world building experience. For real, the world building, because I didn't know anything about Dune. I've never seen the David Lynch movie. I've never read the giant book. So I didn't know anything about it. I mean, I knew of it, but I didn't know any, I didn't know the houses, I didn't know the planets, I didn't know the families and names. And so I was really impressed by the world building. It really sucked me in. I was like, wow, I want to know about the different species and the different houses and the armies and the planets they come from and how their armor looks and why they use these vehicles and who's the emperor? How did he get into power? Where did he come from?
Still haven't seen him. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I ask a question? Why didn't we find any of that out?
Because it's going to be a sequel.
Well,
what do you mean? The movie was 2.5 hours.
We need.
It's a slow burn. It's like Lord of the Rings. You don't see Sauron.
The book is very large.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's my point.
Wait, okay.
It's like you're giving this. Whenever
so let me say this.
Things, then you're naming up tons of other things that they didn't feature in the movie. You're saying all these things.
So let me say this.
That didn't happen in the movie
because it's a build-up. So I will say this: its end was very abrupt. It was not satisfying. It was very sudden. So I'll say this: a good thing about it is that they did not reveal the Emperor because he'll be the main villain of the second movie. Even though the main villain of this movie is still alive, he made it through. He's clearly, one can suspect that the antagonist is defeated. Yeah, he was having a fun time in that thing that Italian waiters do when they put on the balsamic vinaigrette and the normal oil, and then they shake it and it makes those bubbles. That's what he was doing. He was having a Italian
balsamic bath. Yeah,
an Italian bath. Yeah. So here's a good point. They didn't reveal the Emperor because that will make a great conclusion when Paul Atreides finds a way to defeat the Emperor and become the Emperor. I don't know how it really ends, but that's going to be like a conclusion will happen in the second movie. But a point that they should have done, they should have broken away from the source material because they were very tight with the source material. They should have broken away from it, knowing they were doing a two-parter, and had like the fight at the end. He kills one of the Dune people, and then they take him into their tribe, and that's how it ends. However, it would have been better if instead of Batista, maybe the skinny doctor guy, who was also in Prisoners. He's been in a bunch of other stuff, but the really skinny guy who, had his eyes flickering. He should have not died in that gas place because that was kind of anticlimactic. I feel like he was just kind of dead. You're like, okay, he died from the gas. Instead, he should have not been in that room. He should have instead been hunting Paul Atreides with armed people, and he's just kind of with them to oversee to make sure that he dies. And then Paul Atreides has to fight him. That way there's a main boss battle at the end and that we've been following. It's like we've known this evil, bad, skinny guy this whole time. That way it would have been a better conclusion. Because then at least the first movie would have ended feeling like a main boss battle happened.
The second movie
and he won.
The first movie was shit.
And now the second one.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. I would say it feels incomplete. It's incomplete. So it was a great episode 1. Now we need the part 2. The finale.
Episode 1 wasn't that good. It was for me. Okay, well you guys are entitled to your opinion, but for me it was for some. Right. And Aidan said that he too didn't know anything about it and he loved it. So yeah. But for me, Aidan, I just thought there really wasn't.
I think I might know why. I think I might know why. Aidan, you are of British origin. What do British people have? They have royalties. They have monarchies.
Oh.
This is a film about kings and princes and royalties.
Gosh. I'm such an anti-royalist.
But that's the whole movie. It's a prince. He's a fucking, come on. I feel like that might have something to do. It's a Victorian drama. It's a Victorian drama
Yeah,
about
I agree.
upper class.
I agree, Joe. Yeah, I agree with that. It's like,
you know, I think I liked it because I like Lord of the Rings, and I like epic high fantasy, and I love science fiction. But I'm also a big fan of the director, and I really liked what he did with Blade Runner. And I also think because of the way that these two films are made and the amount of world building that's in them, they could almost be the same universe, though a few thousand years apart. They could almost be the same universe, right?
It actually could be. Yeah, 10,000 years after Blade Runner.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like it's hyped up for no reason. I don't remember one thing. I remember maybe the outfit, this outfit. That's the only thing I remember. I don't remember any of the swords. I don't remember any of the I don't remember any of the things. Like I remember in Game of Thrones when I saw that for the first time, I was like, wow, this set is impeccable.
They put in effort.
The way it's filmed, the cinematography, impeccable. The way their outfit, everything, impeccable.
Oh, yo.
This.
How about
a little lacking for me?
The Scottish fucking soundtrack for that's like the main theme for House Atreides. Yeah. And then it starts to play when they're like under siege. I was like, oh, that was way too short. I feel like that like Scottish beat should have kept going. There should have been like a really long, epic.
I had to Google afterwards.
That got cut short.
Kind of spoil it for myself, but I had to Google like what happened to Josh Brolin.
Oh, you should have Googled it. He's gonna be.
I know, but I'm like they just left that scene and then they go back to Jason.
Yeah, it's very.
I'm like, what happened to Josh Brolin?
It's unfortunate how unfinished it does.
There were so many things where I'm just like, this is so like. What?
You have to.
I feel like Jason Momoa.
We gotta wait till the second movie comes out and just put them back to back and just watch them in 6 hours. I feel like that's the way to do it.
Kind of like
we gotta have.
Like it's doable.
Fair enough, Joe. Yeah, that's fair enough. But for me, I wouldn't watch the second one based on the first one.
It's just not finished. It's one whole story, so it is insane how abrupt it ends. So yeah, I feel like I think there's a big part of movies are how they conclude because that's the final taste it leaves in your mouth.
Agreed.
That's the final emotion.
It didn't leave a good taste in my mouth.
And so it clearly left you
boring. I'm like, I watched 2.5 hours for that. All I saw was a worm get eaten.
Just ended.
I saw a worm get somebody eat a worm, and then I saw this boy fight with a little sword. He fought somebody for 2 seconds with a little sword, and then he fought somebody again in the beginning for 2 seconds, and then they're just flying dragonflies in the sand.
They are flying. Yeah.
That's it. That's all that happened in the whole movie. There was nothing else that happened in the movie.
However, when you think of like Blade Runner, which was the last one that he made, that has a conclusion. Ryan Gosling, he kind of just dies, but like it's done in a really good way where he helped bring father and daughter together.
So much stuff going on.
You know, it's so
it's like
that single movie was a whole it was a finished package. This one, it's just the beginning. So next one, you get the second half, you put the two things together, it makes a whole story. So it is unfinished. I feel like you're not alone, Derron. I feel like a lot of people were like, what the hell was that ending? Like, are you serious? Like, it just ended. Like, nobody,
So
However,
it was so bad.
I really did not feel the runtime at all. I feel like it kept me. Like, I was surprised when it ended. I was like, oh, it's been 2.5 hours? Like, what the hell? And
oh my gosh.
So I too was disappointed when it ended. It's only after when I've thought about it and have seen it a second time where I'm like, yes. This movie.
I think sometimes when people are more invested into something, they don't. Like, for instance, get this. When I went to go see Alita, I think you guys have there's some a little bit, because Alita is like that for me. I loved Alita. I thought it was like the best thing ever. I took my friend to see it. She said, I fell asleep twice. I was like, how? How could you fall asleep twice in that? There's so much action. When do you fall asleep?
Epic drama.
When do you fall asleep?
Yeah.
When?
I really hope they make a sequel to that one too. Yeah, we should get a sequel to Dune, which we are, and we should get a sequel to Alita. I want Edward Norton to be the main villain.
Edward
Norton shows up right at the end.
2 tiny goggles or something. Yeah.
A little evil mad scientist goggles. It's me, Edward Norton.
Remember me from films? Remember me?
I'm in Fight Club.
I was the
I play a. Yeah, don't you remember that?
Please remember me.
Aww. Well, I'm happy that you guys enjoyed the movie because there's nothing better than watching a movie that's especially 2.5 hours, and you're just like, what? Only 10 minutes went by. That's when you know you're enjoying yourself. So if you guys enjoyed it, I'm happy to hear that. I wanted just to see because
I like the world building. I like the cast. I like the cinematography.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For me, yes, the ending was weak, but sequel's been greenlit 2023 or something, so we don't have to wait long.
We just gotta wait till there, and we'll see. Maybe it'll pick up. It's like it's same thing with. I'm sure some people didn't see, all the Avengers movies, but they were like, okay, I'll watch Endgame. Holla.
Oh man,
yeah. And that's the exact phrase they probably said as they're walking in the theater in unison. They all went, holla. Yeah, just
we'll watch it.
50 people all at once.
And then
I haven't seen the other ones, but holla.
Can you, real quick though, can you imagine if you've never seen a single of the, whatever it was at the time, 24 Avengers films, and the first one...
just went to see Endgame.
And you just watch Endgame, you'd be like...
Holla.
It's purple guy.
Just, oh my
every
God.
5 minutes you go, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and then just keeps going.
I'm sure you could put some pieces together.
It could maybe I don't know.
Ish. Yeah. Anyways, guys, is that where we're gonna have to chop this off? We went a little longer today.
Yeah.
We went sounded off.
We sounded
did.
Off today. Hey, we're like Dune. We're extended. We're longy. Yeah.
Joe, we're just cutting it.
Cut it right off. Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
so
guys.
do all the usuals. Do the sounds off. Send the hit up the comments section.
Guys, drop your comments
down
below. Yes, let us know if you like
theory.
Dune. There's always one of us that's gotta not like the movie, and that's usually me.
There's always an outlier.
Yeah, that's usually me. So sound down below. I know a lot of my buddies did like it, so I'm always the lone wolf in this thing, it seems like. But man, there's number 2 coming, so we keep our eyes and ears peeled, and we go from there. Holla.
It's either double the fun or it's a deuce. So we'll find out.
Yeah, true. Then we'll find out. Yeah. This is very true.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah.
But, all right, guys. Well, let us know. Sound off down below. And yeah, that's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Like his knife to his head.
Bye.
Something like that.
Hell yeah. All right, I hit the stop record, but I don't know if it's stopping.
Uh-oh.
It just keeps going.